Welcome to my show. A guest here. His name is Mark Akers. Dr. Mark, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very fine today. I'm excited about the opportunity to share what I know about health and how to access health with your viewers.
All right, thank you so much for the time and the opportunity. Firstly, you are an author. You've also helped people to take control of their health as well. And one of your mission is also to empower people with practical tools in regards to their health as well. Can you please, Dr. Mark, discuss more about yourself and how you are doing currently now, Dr. Mark?
Healthcare some 36 years ago, I came out of the aerospace industry, and I noticed in the aerospace industry that everything works together. And so when I came into healthcare, I was shocked to find that medical practitioners don't work together. You go see this specialist, you go see that specialist. And when you go to your medical doctor, they're not looking for how to make you work better. They're looking for how to fix your disease, how to treat you. So they're not promoting your health. They're only responding to when it is a problem. And so it's in the problem fix it mode. We're being reactive. We're not being proactive. So I adopted a mission when I first came in to see how I could do that. How can I
Yeah,
promote people's health? Because we can all work better than what we're doing today. We can make different decisions every day that improve the quality of our health. And I found that the day-to-day decisions that we make about our health, what we put in our mouth, what we drink, how we sleep, how we move our body, those have such a dramatic effect on how the quality of our life and the quality of our health, how long we live, and how healthy we live. So that empowered me to
yeah,
really start digging deeper into that. So I wanted to go beyond that. So as a chiropractor, my license is okay. I can get in there. I can crack backs. I can release joints. I can make the body work better that way. But that's to me not enough. The things that my patients do between visits is
yeah,
so self-care became my theme, and empowering people and supporting people in doing that is just gives me joy because when you see somebody take hold of that and change their life in such a powerful, dramatic way, and they get excited about the new potential in their life, that's just the best. So instead of being reactive, I treated
yeah,
chronic illness for quite a while. I treated Lyme disease, chronic health issues, and that just gets to be a real tough slog. People come to me and say, I want you to fix me. And the truth is, your body fixes itself, and I can help your body fix itself. But ultimately, your healthcare is up to you.
yeah.
You have to take responsibility. You have to decide that I am the main person. I'm my first doctor. So as I as I go further in this, so I wrote this book. I was diagnosed with about 3 years ago with prostate cancer, and it had already gone outside of my of the prostate into my bone. And what I found out and figured out from that is that I have to do something different than what I'm doing. I have to take control of my life. I have to
Okay.
eat the way I knew how to eat, but did not. I have to schedule proper rest.
Mm,
Was not doing that. I was burning myself out. So as I was writing this book, which I've wanted to do for a long time, I wanted a book that really talked about how to do that. Not if you've got this, take that. This is not that kind of a book. And so this book is designed to inform people about how their body works and how to look at their body from a whole person perspective. How are you thinking? How are you
yeah,
moving? What's your metabolism like? So being able to being able to look at your body from that perspective, a holistic perspective, really at it, and also to take charge of your health, even when you're in with a medical doctor or somebody other health professional. Because what I found is that health professionals, we all want the best for our patient.
yeah,
But we also want to get you done and out of the office in a specific amount of time. And that's not good. It takes more time. So a doctor who wants to really promote someone's health, it's about meeting you right where you're at and in helping you have the tools to move forward to the next level. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm so appreciative of you today to just get the opportunity to get the message out, not only about my book, but there's some secrets in the book that I think are profound. One of the secrets is, how do we really access health? How does that really work? How does it really work in the body? So when you come right down to the cellular level, you know, the individual cells of your body, that, that's where healing happens. That's where rejuvenation happens. And so it all depends on what you put in. If you put in crap in your diet, then you're not, or you starve your cells for nutrition and energy, then those cells, when they remake a new cell, that new cell is not going to be as strong as the old cell. So if you want stronger, newer, better cells, when the cells divide, you have to give it everything it needs. I mean, if you have a plant, you're growing a plant, and you don't give it sunshine, and you don't give it water in the right amounts, it's not going to grow. We're the same way. We have to have the right amount of nutrients and the right amount of rest, the right amount of activity. And that's all unique to you. Only you can figure that out for yourself. So when you have an illness, when you have to go to the doctor, then what are you looking for? So one of the concepts in my book that I present is having a dream team pit crew. We're moving through life, and then all of a sudden, boom, we get hit by a vehicle,
Yeah.
or we fall, some injury happens, or we catch a cold or flu. Well, it's really good to have the support of a really good person. So it's nice to plan ahead and have the crew already picked out. You know, if you're running a race and they then you have to pull in, you have to pull in to get service. So that's what I use the analogy for. So I like to advise my best self-care patients who take care of themselves.
Yeah.
They have a team of people. They have a medical doctor that they pick and who knows them. They have a chiropractor. They have a nutritionist. They have a massage therapist or some kind of body worker. So they go to those people for regular visits, but when you go to them in an injury or an illness, they know you, they know your body, they know your history, so they can respond within the context of your overall life, not just when you came in. Now, don't get me wrong. If you need to go to the emergency room and you've got capable people, doctors there, then that's great. When I broke my heel in Taekwondo, I was being very aggressive and I was kicking multiple bags in the air, and I came down on my heel and I split that hip bone right in half. Well, I wasn't looking for a holistic doctor then. I was looking for the best structural repair guy I could. And so, in where I live in Colorado, I went to the team doctors that go to and fix the bronchs. Like, they work on the high end, high professional doctors. So I want a specialist. I don't care if he's looking at the whole body right now. I just want him fixing my heel and making sure that I can walk and do all the activities I want. So when you're picking a specialist, pick them on their capabilities. When you're picking a member of your healthcare team supporting you on an ongoing basis, I feel like you want somebody who has compassion. They could almost put themselves in your place. They see you as a human being, a whole human being, and they look to bring their talent to you. So competency, you want somebody that's really good at what they do. You want somebody with compassion. You want somebody who sees you and wants to empower you in your life, if at all possible. I do coach people that you can fire your doctors. I hear the stories about how badly they're treated by doctors and dismissed, and so you can fire the doctor. It's you. You're the driver's seat. You have personal sovereignty, and you should take that. You are the only person who can take care of you and make the decisions. It's your responsibility, nobody else's. Nobody else can take care of you until you empower them to do that. So having your personal sovereignty. I am the one who is going to make decisions about my health. You can defer that once you decide that you're responsible and you're the person who's going to empower your life. Then you can start moving up from moving downwards towards death or moving up to your full vitality. And so in my book, I give you tools to assess where you're at from a full person perspective. That is just kind of an amazing way to look at it. You're not just waiting for signs and symptoms to really get after improving your health and vitality. A lot of us think that when we have no signs and symptoms, we're healthy. Well, I had no signs and symptoms, and then we discovered cancer. Other people have no signs and symptoms, and when we do blood work, their cholesterol's too high, or their body's starting to move in a direction that doesn't work, that creates disease. It starts sending us that downward spiral towards our final resting place. So the key to me is to really know yourself, like the ancient oracles of Delphi, to know yourself and to thine own self be true. Nothing could be so important in your life as to know who you are, know how you're working, how you're showing up in life, and then moving and setting your goal to be empowered to move towards your highest and best self. So, what a kick for me. What a joy it is when people do that. And so, anyway, you got me going here, and I'm just really enjoying passing on some knowledge. The book that I have has was written. I've conceived of that book for many years, and it took me about 3.5 years to write it. And in the middle of that, I was diagnosed with this with metastatic prostate cancer. And so when I was writing the book, I truly did not know if I was going to live or die. I really did not. It freaked me out. I was scared. I scheduled hopelessness for about a day, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to beat this. I have it, and I know I can do it. But I had to reach out to other people to really support me in that. Every time I went to a medical doctor's office visit, I came away depressed because they don't expect you to recover from some of this stuff. They expect to just treat you while you continue that slow, inevitable decline towards your final resting place.
Yeah.
So, the first part that I would tell your viewers, no matter where you're at on your site in the cycle of health, decide that you're going to do differently, that you're going to empower yourself, you're going to take action, you're going to get the right resources. If you believe that you're going to get the right resources, they are going to come to you. It just comes to you. If you just believe that, it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
And so by taking heart and having hope, hope is such an important thing. Hope changes our biochemistry. We don't really think about that, but our biochemistry is powered by our genetic structure. Our genes, the DNA inside our cells, they make all the biochemistry of our body. But what powers your biochemistry is signals from the outside. The signals from the outside are epigenetic signals, is what the scientific term for it is. So your DNA is just listening to everything going on, what you're eating, what you're thinking, what's how you're moving. And so and then it's responding to you, trying to create the best biochemistry to respond to that. If you're in fear and you're in hopelessness, if you're in sadness, your body's going to kick out the biochemistry of sadness. It's going to kick out the biochemistry of frustration and anger and pain. And and that doesn't move you towards healing. So the way to move yourself towards healing is number one, what I tell people is you got to have hope first. You just got to believe and have hope. And then the next step is to be grateful for what it has. In the book, I really talk about how to interpret signs and symptoms differently. Signs and signs and symptoms are those things that we feel like say we have a cough.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on with that? We think, okay, I got to take something to stop the cough. Well, the body's doing something on purpose here. It's not just like, okay, I think I'll have a cough today. Let's get rid of that. When you have a cough, your body's trying to eliminate stuff out of your body. So it's trying to help to clear it out. So support your cough, maybe with an expectorant, maybe with something like that, maybe increasing your fluids, moving through your health. So by looking at your signs and symptoms as not a problem, but as your body's signal to you to that it's working on what you got going on and how can you support your body. So that's the key to me about
Yeah.
signs and symptoms. So interpreting them differently, then you use those as your roadmap to recovery. When you like, I'll just give you another example, not a very pleasant one, but diarrhea. That's not pleasant. That's not fun. So what do people do? Well, we go out and take some medication to turn that diarrhea off. Oh my goodness. The sickest people I've had have been people who have done that. When you turn off, when you stop the body's process of trying to eliminate that and get it out of your body, then your body has to pack it into your cells, and that creates long-term illness. So supporting that, getting rid of the cause of the diarrhea, not just stopping it. Same thing with pain and inflammation. Pain, we tend to think of pain, okay, let's just turn off the pain. Let's think about that from this perspective. Say you've got a fire alarm on the wall and it goes off and it's in the other room, and you go and so you go in the other room. There's a small fire going there, but you just take the fire alarm off the wall, you stomp on it, smash it, and then now problem solved, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not problem solved. The fire is
Okay.
still going. So that's what happens to us when we take pain relievers and we don't really address the underlying
Okay.
issues.
Finish.
The process I recommend is take care of yourself, really support the body's ability to repair and make a healthier decision today. So the way to do that is to think about a teeter-totter, a balance scale. Okay, we have we have on one hand we have damage that's stress, and it's pushing down on us, and so that's taking us downward towards our grave. And now on the other side, we have the body's ability to repair and regenerate.
Yes.
All the good things that we do for ourselves, the supplements we take, the rest we get, the powerful affirmations we say to ourselves. So the more we support our body's ability to repair and regenerate, that reduces the damage to our body. So our decision today is when I get ready to eat that chocolate cake or a bunch of candy or drink a whole bunch of alcohol today, which side of the teeter-totter is that on? It's on the damage side. It's on the side over here. So we can make a healthier decision. So in everything you do today, and I invite your viewers to really think about this. When you get ready to do anything about your health, not even anything about your health, you're just moving through your day.
Yeah.
You're just moving through your day, and you're like, okay, I'm um, I'm going to do this because I deserve to have these sweets today. So um, I'm going to do that. It's like, well, that's all good and fine, but then how do you feel afterwards? Did it really support you? So when go to the store and you pick up something, you say, I'm going to buy this today. Does this support your health? Does this does this give your body energy or does it take energy away? So every little decision we make through the day accumulates. So that's the key. It's almost like a bank account. If
Yeah.
you have a bank account and so you have it, say, let's say it's a checking account. So you put money in and you spend money out of it. So that's kind of like us on a day-to-day level. We get up in the morning, we put some food in our belly,
Yeah.
and we've had a good night's rest. And then how are we going through the day? Well, if you go through the day like I've gone, I get up running and I go hard all day long. Well, I'm spinning out of that checking account just boom, 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 right?
Exactly.
So, well, I did that enough time to where all of a sudden I didn't have any savings left because I started drawing from savings. And the technical word is physiologic reserve.
Yeah.
The reserves that our body have to to deal with things on an ongoing basis. So if we deplete our body's energy every day, we then get very sick and we have a hard time to recover. So the key is making decisions every day
Yeah.
that keep your checking account full and keep and rebuild your savings account. And that if you keep doing that consistently over time, just like compound interest, you're going to accumulate and it's going to get better and better, and you move towards your full health vitality. So,
All right. Dr. Mark, honestly speaking, I honestly want to thank you for the great insight. But in regards to what you have brought and also the message in regards to your book, which is Health and Healing Outside the Lines, which shows the holes of healing, and you've gone back to every single explanation for us to understand
can I hold it up?
ourselves. All right, to understand ourselves and also for us to be in the position to take care of ourselves as humans. If we understand how we can move ourselves and how we can actually deal with ourselves at large, then there are ways that things can actually go on with us as well. You meet a lot of diversity and also a lot of explanation in regards to the specialist area and also the doctor area and also diagnosis as well. And every single situation that we usually have, we have to understand who we really are, understand how our body works, and how we can also use this body as a tool for also growth and healing as well. So that by the time we want to use meditation, by the time we want to use some special things, it will definitely work for us in the positive way. And also what we take inside ourselves. If we take the best food and things that are great for us to improve our health is going to look great. And if we also do the otherwise, it also comes with the outcome as well. So we have to consider a lot of things in regards to the discussion we've had. And I also want to sincerely appreciate you for the insights you brought out as well. I would just want to go to the one last question that I would just like to bring on board for us to actually give the final question as well in regards to the podcast show. For listeners who also feel stuck and also discouraged or disconnected from their own health, what do you think is the most important first step they can take towards greater vitality and wellness, Dr. Mark?
I feel like that the first step that a person takes with that when they're in that situation and that state of being emotionally is to really take to really decide that you're worth having a different outcome. You know, when you're in that place, it is about, sometimes we feel like that we have to be such an independent doer. We have to do it all ourselves, or we get into the mindset that says, "Oh, this awful thing happened to me, and so I'm just at the mercy." So we have to move out of that helpless feeling, that hopelessness says, the outside world did this to me, and we have to say, I am responsible for who I am. When you say I am responsible for who I am, then you can move forward. So the first key to me is take responsibility for it,
Okay.
acknowledge it, and then have faith in yourself and your body in its ability to recover. I've seen miraculous you can turn it around.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mark, in regards to the conversation and also the insights in regards to people who are actually discouraged and also disconnected, and also steps that they can take. They are the one that own their health, and also in regards to every single thing that they want to do in their lives, it owns with them. It starts with them, and also they are also the root to the source of the healing as well. And I'm also glad in regards to your book as well that you actually bring out those steps, to bring out those perspectives that can also help one to understand how they can also bring their health back up. Because the doctor or the specialist are always in place to actually fix a situation. They are not in place for them to actually know how our body works or what usually happens when we use our body as well. We are the ones that know how we use the body that we do have, and we have to try our best to see what we can do to actually build it to become more better at large so that we can live more longer and also live a more fulfilled life as well. Dr. Mark, there is also a question I normally ask during the end of the show. from our forefathers, from our ancestors. There are a lot of beautiful things that do exist during our forefathers' time that is missing in our time today. If there is anyone or anything you would like to bring back to our time today, Dr. Mark, what do you think that thing will be, Dr. Mark?
Civilization and people and organized society flourished and survived on this planet before modern medicine came out. And so there's a lot of wisdom in that. There's a lot of wisdom just in how it's always amazing to me that when we had an illness, there was a plant there that was there for us that helped with that. So the ways to treat that, the way to honor our body and the ways to do that have been passed down to us, and we've gotten separated from those. We're not we're not we're not connected to the daily rhythms of life. Our computer, our turning on and off the lights. So even just the natural cycle of life, where the sunlight comes up and our body's circadian cycle aligns with that. So the wisdom that's come to us from the ages of how to survive on this planet, to me, that's just what a treasure. And so I really love that the alternative medicine world and holistic practitioners, they really do come from that place as a beginning point, herbal medicine, if you will, and people and spiritual traditions. The rich spiritual heritage from us, of all the people on the planet, finding meaning within your life, connecting into the greater energy of the cosmos. Those are the things that give us the depth and richness of our life. So if we're just into the we're slaves to our computers, we're moving on artificial timing. It has to come down to somewhere honoring that and walking on this earth energies. So I just want to thank you so much for the work that you're doing and spreading the message and tapping into the heritage of of the knowledge base, the immense richness of the knowledge
Exactly.
base that we have available to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And also, Dr. Mark, I want to honestly thank you for actually having the interest to be part of the podcast show, for the growth and also the healing for people to be impacted as well. And also your book as large, which is the Health and Healing Outside the Line, which you brought out for people to also understand how they can work with their health, step that they can take to also help themselves enlarge, to help themselves to become more better, more fulfilled, and also more stronger as well, and also our heritage, which our ancestors have done, our forefathers have done. Every single thing that we do have in our time today, before the medical time, we have been doing it naturally. Every single thing has been happening, headache, sickness, everything has been done naturally. We only get into the modern world, but we should also try our best not to get it too much in our head. Despite the technology, despite everything that we have, there are different ways we can actually see beautiful things, see a source of healing, because we have to always understand healing starts internally. And as we have always been saying, we have to understand who we really are before we can actually deal with certain situations in our life. If we go enter and scatter and we have to understand our body, it's always difficult and it won't work most of the time. Dr. Mark, I also want to use this opportunity to thank you for the time, the opportunity. My apologies for the ups and downs, but for the time for having this improved and also profound discussion. Thank you so much, Dr. Mark.
Thank you. So appreciate that.
All right, Dr. Mark. Have a wonderful day, Dr. Mark. Bye bye.